Alright, hey guys, this is Marvel's CCG back in the video. With this video, I'm doing a Gishki Spright deck profile. So, Spright off got hit in the last ban list and hit this deck quite a bit. And even the pure Gishki build just got totally destroyed by this. I had a whole combo thing ready for it. But without the Spright off, it makes it a lot more difficult to run a pure build. I decided that the Spright build is just way more consistent and more fun to show you guys combos using it. So let's just get started here. I run 2 copies of Spright Jet. Spright Jet is going to be your spell and trap search for Spright. Spright Red's your monster negate. 2 Spright Blue because he's actually able to search your Spright monsters. 1 Spright Carrot because your spell trap negate. And then I run 3 copies of Swap Frog. Swap Frog just gives you access to Totally Awesome. And it's a cool card that actually synergizes really well, even with the Nimble Angler. And then here we have 2 copies of Gishki Abyss. So Gishki Abyss is just great. Every time it's summoned, you can add 1 Gishki monster from your deck with 1,000 or less defense, and it's not a hard once per turn, so you're just able to abuse this multiple times. Then we have 2 copies of Gishki Vision, which is actually able to search out your Gishki Ritual monsters and fulfills a Gishki Ritual Summon. Same thing with Gishki Shadow. This card searches out your Gishki Ritual spells, so being able to search these 2 out just give you access to go into Narminus here. And then we have 3 copies of Gishki Grim. So Gishki Grim is just amazing. It lets you go quickly into your Gishki Abyss and then search out whichever you need. And then we have 1 copy of Nimble Angler and then 3 copies of Nimble Beaver. This card is just great as a normal summon. It gives you enough plays, so if you get this, then it's nice. And if you get Nimble Angler and you're able to toss this from your deck or your hand to the grave, either through using Swap Frog or through using the Spright here, then you're able to get 2 Nimble Beavers onto the field pretty easily. So really great little engine here to have, in my opinion. And then 2 copies of Eevee Gishki Narminus. This is your monster negate that also is a monster reborn for your water monsters. So I'm gonna show you guys in a combo video that how you're able to use this guy to actually continue your combos. So it's pretty cool. And then for the hand traps here, I run 3 Ash Blossom because it's just a great generic hand trap. Then for the spells, I run 3 copies of Focused Aquamirror. So this card is just great. It's better to draw this than the Gishki Grim, just because you're able to benefit more once you decide to actually get Narminus out, just because you're able to get your Aquamirror illusion. So this card is great, just being able to search this card out. Then for the Gishki Ritual cards, I have Gishki Photo Mirror. So this card just makes it where it's easy to get Narminus out without having to have a tribute for it. Gishki Aquamirror is great if you have the actual tribute for it. Yeah, it has some great recyclability to it as well. Then we have 2 copies of Spright Starter. Spright Starter is nice just because it's a 1 card combo that you can just kind of go into using this. It'll get you started, get Spright Blue, then get Spright Jet, then go whatever Spright monster you want. Then you can go into Gigantic Spright and then start doing whatever you want. So it's just a great card to have 2 copies of. You can run 3, but I think with 3 you don't want to draw multiple copies of this in a single turn. Then we have Called by the Grave because you don't want to deal with hand traps. Then we have 1 Spright Smashers because it gives you some form of interaction during your opponent's turn. Then 3 Imperms as a form of a hand trap. And then Aquamirror Illusion when you use focalization here, or Focused Mirror, then you can get Aquamirror Illusion here. And it gives you 2 monster negates basically, because once you use Narminus' effect and it gets sent back to your hand, then you can use Aquamirror Illusion to put it back onto the field and get an extra monster negate. Alright guys, before I go to the extra deck, if you guys are enjoying the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and check out the Patreon description down below. Also stay tuned because I am going to be doing a combos video and might even do some duels using this deck. It's pretty fun to use. So Zeus, it's pretty self-explanatory, just a exceed deck. Same thing with Downer Magician, it's going to give you more materials. Totally awesome because if you're able to summon it, you want to summon this. It's an Omni Negate that takes it. And then Spiriting Way, or Onibamar is Soul Sweeper. This card is great just to get rid of a temporary threat, or temporarily. And yeah, it's great for doing its job. Gigantic Spright. This card just lets you continue doing your combos. It's an amazing combo starter here. I mean, if you're able to get this card out, then let's say if you're able to get this out using Gishki Grim, then you can use this to go into your Spright engine. If you use Spright Blue, your Spright engine to get this out, then you can go into your Gishki engine. So it's really nice. It's a great way of uniting the deck. Dijin Buster, it's a monster negate. Herald of Pure Light, it's going to let you recycle some things from your grave. Then we have Mech Knight Crusadia Avermax. This card is one of my favorite boss monsters to get out. I think a lot of decks are just not prepared for dealing with this, and if they don't have a kaiju, then this is going to be super difficult for them to out. And so a lot of my combos center around just getting this guy out, because he's just a great threat, especially with IP Masquerena attaching to it. Speaking of IP Masquerena, it works really well with Nightmare Unicorn. Just bounce something out during your opponent's turn. And you're going to see in the combos video, that's what kind of gives it a lot of flexibility using IP Masquerena here. Then Marince's Coral Anemone, just being able to bring a water monster from the grave is great, especially with your Gishki Abyss. Being able to abuse that effect is nice. Dark, since you have a good amount of dark monsters, your opponent's probably going to be playing dark. Take a monster, Link Climb. It's nice. Bujinki Ahashima. So this card's pretty solid, just being able to get a level 2 out from your hand and from your grave. It's a great way of extending, and if you get an Exceed monster onto its arrow, then you can actually pop a Speller Trap. Spright. So this card's nice, just being able to ditch Nimble Angler. Gives you a good amount of benefits doing that. And yeah, I really like getting this card out. IP Masquerena, as I explained, it's a great way to go into your Nightmare Unicorn or your Mega Knight Avermax. Alright guys, for the side deck here, our cards are considered but didn't end up running. So Nibiru, just another great hand trap that's doing solid right now. So definitely consider that. Gishki Shadow, another copy, don't think you need it. Nimble Angler, if you can make the space for it, then go for it, but I don't think you really need it as much. Beautiful Princess, this card's solid. It can make you go straight into combo. But yeah, I don't really think you need this, just because even if you don't get this, you're able to go into your Sprite. Gishki Zalgigas, or Zylgigas, it's okay. You know, it's an okay way of dealing with something in your opponent's field. But getting this out of her Nerve Minus, this seems kind of wild. Sky Cavalry Centura, this is actually decent. If you want to put this in, I think it's a solid way of just attacking it, going straight into a Zeus. Sadly, this Gishki Necromere isn't that great in this build, just haven't found space for it. But if you guys want to include it and test it out, definitely go for it. Third copy of Sprite Starter, I think it's okay, since, you know, obviously Sprite Starter is just a 1-card combo starter here. And it's great, but I just don't want to draw multiple copies, and I don't really rely on it heavily. And then Forbidden Droplet, just a great way of breaking your opponent's board, in case you're worried about that. And yeah, that's my deck profile for this. Make sure to, if you guys enjoyed the video and learned something, to like, comment, subscribe, and all that. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.